Okay, so I have a friend email me asking me, how can I prove, or ask me to prove that the Wck Jin, or force flow, or power handling, is actually a fusion of Fujian Wck Jin and the Hermes Erjuan. Okay, this is a good question, so I'm going to share with you what I think, how I look at it. And but before that, I'd like to tell you this. First, what I'm going to talk about got nothing to do with who is the oldest, who is the best fighter, who is the most authentic, who is right or who is wrong. I am talking about how gears might or might fit together, or bolts and nuts, whether they will fit together or not. That's what I'm talking about. Okay? Now, Wing Chun have its own unique type of Jin to support its combat strategy. Okay, that is what I understand. Okay, so in the Yikam Xiulin Tao sets and it is writing, we found the signature of the Wck Jin from Fujian and the Hermes Erjuan. Okay, in terms of the power generations, we found that the Fujian Wck Jin borrowing the earth power is in it. So what is this borrowing the earth power is about? It is about inject an action force down to the ground, and there's a reaction force coming up. Make use of that. There is the borrowing the earth power or ground power, or you couple the force down or couple the force out. Okay, and inject it and channel a different way. That is the borrowing the ground force. Okay, this is from Fujian Wck Jin. The second thing we found is the Hermes snake slide worm move technology. How it manipulates the joints, the whole body's joint, in a microscopic way to channel, transport the force flow. Okay, so we found these two things. When these two things merge together or fuse together, the end result will be as usually this day we call it the 7 volts power. The 7 volts power, where you be able to take force, to receive force coupling the ground, or to couple the reaction force and issue backward, or generate the impulse. Okay, this type of power handling. Okay, and also this type of force is what I call is an implode type of force, closed body implode type of force. So what do I mean by closed body implode type of force? An explode type of force will be a force where if I strike, I have to stretch my body out. So if somebody intercept me on my elbow or on my wrist, then my power generation will be disrupted. An implode type of power generation is a type where even while in the power generation process, even if the joints is intercept, the power generation process still going on. So that is suitable for closed body, because when you close body, everything is untouched. Still, it be able to have the power generations instead of if one joint is jam or interrupt or intercept, then the power generations is intercept. Okay, so it is this type of power is a result from this two combinations. Okay, and also due to this, it's no longer Wck Jin. It's no longer Hermes. It is a fusion of two types of engine, or two types of power generations. Okay, so there is the Yikam Xiulin Tao 1848. That's what the result we will get. Okay, now if you look at across Wing Chun lineages today, across Wing Chun lineages, we know we can recognize a term called in Cantonese 力從地起, or in the Chinese 力從地起, or in English it said force rise from ground. That is actually what I talk about when I said the Fujian white crane borrowing the ground force. That's what it is. Okay, so in the across Wing Chun lineages like Yip Man lineage, Yin Kei San lineage, Gulo, all have this thing. The force raised from ground. All have this. So we know this exists. Okay. In the same thing in all of these lineages, Yip Man lineage, Yin Kei San lineage, Gulo lineage, all have this type of training in the sets, in the Xiao Liu Tao sets or in the other sets. Well, what is that? That is the snake slide one move of Mei. So if you look at the sets, when you practice this way, okay, you know that it is a fusion of the white crane borrowing the ground force and the Mei snake slide one move. So we know now from the Yip Gam lineage to across the Wing Chun lineages, they share the same characteristics in their sets training. Okay? Now, you will ask me, so, you know, the theory is good, okay, the set is good, but how are you going to go in the application? Okay? Well, it's actually very simple. Using the wooden dummy as the reference, look at the wooden dummy's criteria to see, does it fit? Okay? Does this fusions of the white crane and Mei fit into satisfy the criteria of the wooden dummy? Okay, so let's look at the wooden dummy. First, in Wing Chun is a Sao Lao Zhong, the hand in the middle. Okay, hand stays in the middle type of arm. The second thing is inner center line inner gate play, and the inner gate play is actually defined by this triangle area here, by the wooden dummy. Okay. The third is Wing Chun doesn't pull back the hand. Okay. The fourth is within this range. Actually, there's two different ranges, sub-range within this range, within this triangle range. One is what we call the Qin Bei Sao. One is called the Hao Bei Sao. Okay. So if you translate that to English, is this. One is actually the first half of this area. The second is the second half of this area. Okay? So